In this educational video, we will show you how to properly handle a camera and tripod in order for you to have an easy and productive experience. We will first begin with a tripod. The tripod is an essential component to good video shooting. Without one, your video will likely suffer from shaky and oddly angled video. The legs allow you to extend up to 6 feet in length, perfect for overhead shots. In order to extend the legs, you have to unlock the lock. To unlock, turn the knob counterclockwise and vice versa in order to lock them once more. The key is not to force it. Once the legs are unlocked and at your desired height, you may start adjusting the spreaders. The spreaders help keep the tripod balanced when the tripod is at its highest angle. They also let the tripod get to its lowest position. To use the spreaders, you simply have to turn the lock outward and then extend them with both hands, making sure the tripod remains steady. Once you are at your desired height, you can lock the spreaders by pushing the lock in. Now that you have the tripod at the desired length, we can begin by learning about the head. The head has 6 important components you'll need to learn before filming. There are 3 locks that you need to know. First, we will go over the tilt and pan lock. The tilt lock allows you to move the camera in an upward and downward position. The tilt lock is located at the side of the head and works similarly to the leg locks. Once the tilt lock is unlocked, you should be able to move the head freely. Remember, the key is never to be forceful. Another lock that you have to pay attention to is the pan lock. When this lock is in use, it prevents the camera from having any movement from the left to the right. To unlock it, simply find it at the front of the tripod head and pull it outwards. Now you're able to pan your camera. The last of the locks is the arm lock. This lock simply lets you move the tripod arm to suit you better. The lock works the same as the others. There are also 2 knobs located at the tripod head. These knobs are called drags. They control the amount of tension applied to your pan and tilt. The higher the drag amount, the harder it becomes to tilt and pan your camera, while the lower the drag, the easier it is to move freely. If while shooting you notice your camera at an odd angle, then you might want to look at your bubble. The bubble is located at the back of the head and works like a level. If the level is off center, simply move the knob at the bottom of your tripod head and make sure that the bubble is centered up in the circular outline. Now, let's place the camera. At the top of the tripod head, there is a plate. This plate matches the plate bottom of your camera. Slide it into place like a puzzle piece. Once that's done, lock the camera in place with the yellow or red lock located by the tilt drag. Once you are finished filming and want to move the camera, simply unlock the camera from the plate and push the red and yellow button located beneath the plate and slide the camera in. Now that you know everything you need to know about a tripod, we can move on to camera operation. Now that you have learned the tripod, it's time to learn the fun part, the camera. Once you make sure the camera is safely locked on the tripod and level, you may turn the camera on. But before you can turn the camera on, you must put in the battery. On the back end of the camera, there is a place for the battery. Make sure the prongs are facing down to click into the prongs of the camera. Once the battery snaps into place, the camera is ready to be turned on. The button is located on the right side of the camera. You must push the white button down while twisting the knob. There is a light next to the on-off switch, and when the light turns red, it means the camera is on. Once the camera is on, open the viewfinder. The viewfinder will read "No card." This means there is no SD card in the card holder. Without this card, there is nothing for the camera to be recorded onto. The card holder is located at the back end of the camera. You can open the card holder by pushing down the flap and pulling it towards you. Just like the tripod, remember, never be forceful. After the SD card is in place, you're almost ready to record. One of the most important things when shooting video is to white balance. White balancing lets the camera know the proper hue. Take a piece of white paper and put it in front of the lens. Then push the white balance button right below the lens. After the camera is white balanced, it is important to see what setting of focus the camera is in. There are 2 different types of focus. Manual focus is when the camera operator manually operates the focus ring. Automatic focus is when the camera focuses on an object itself. Once the camera is white balanced and focused, it's time to work on the filter. The filter ring is located next to the viewfinder. There you can find the different types of filter. Off is generally for indoors. 1/4 and 1/16 are used for cloudy conditions, and 1/64 is for sunny conditions. After all the shots are ready, you have to think about the sound. There are two different inputs for sound: Input 1 and Input 2. Input 2 is the best channel to use. Input 2 is the only input you can use if using a lavalier microphone. On the inside of the camera, there is an audio section. In that section, you are able to pick where you want the sound to come from. Internal microphones are used when you want to hear the sound of the environment or nat sound. Switch the audio settings to Input 2 for both channels for the best sound. Always make sure to bring headphones with you when you are filming. The headphone jack is located at the back end of the camera. The headphones help make sure you are recording the correct sound. Finally, you can zoom in and out using the switch button located on the right side of the camera. This allows the camera operator to zoom in or out on an object. You are now ready to hit the record button. Make sure you do not move the camera too much while you are recording. Continue to listen to your sound and watch your viewfinder for everything being recorded. Now that you have learned what to do to set up a camera, happy filming!